We are rodding out the door. Some people might call it setting out. Basically, we're drawing the arch of the door out 1 to 1. Reason being is we can just double check everything and make sure everything is right. If the rod is right, the door will be right. It's a way for us to, when we do templates, which you'll see later on, it's just a way of us laying them on top, double checking everything, basically crossing the I's, dotting the T's. Also, if the person making it is away, someone else can pick up from it because they can just use the rod as a reference. So it's a constant reference point just to make sure that everything is right as we go. Here we are using a trimmer to make the templates. The templates will be used to, once we get the head of the door and frame made, we'll be using these to shape it to the right radius, and it will be used later on. So we're just putting a trimmer onto a piece of MDF to act as a trammel, just to give us a true radius.
Something so special about you and me, babe. You got me, you got me, you got me feeling fine. So just say the words, cause you know what it means to me, babe.
So here we are laying the templates we've just made onto the rod, just to double check it and make sure everything is right. Once we know it's all perfect and we're happy, we are marking the bisection points onto the rod as well. Reason for that is to try and give us 3 even pieces of wood. Just think it looks nice and more aesthetic to the eye. So here we are getting the oak out, which we will use to form the arched head of the frame and the arched head of the door. The door one isn't too bad at all, so we're able to plane that up, make sure it's straight, put it through the 4-sider to get it prepared all round. But the frame one is tight on size, which is why we're just putting it over the overhand to get it flat, and then through the sander just to finish the outside face off, because we will cut it all out later, so we only actually need it flat and straight, parallel, whatever you want to call it. So that's the reason for it, and it makes sense later on. Now we've got the oak out, we are just using the templates that we've made to mark on the timber. We're just double checking we don't have too much short grain, we're happy with how it looks, and then we will start the next process of joining it. So now we are using my favourite machine yet again, and we are joining the bits of oak together to form the arch head, really. We like to do this by using the cone block on the tenon. I know a lot of people just do a straight joint with a biscuit in, or sometimes a straight joint overlapping and stacking. Personally not a fan. Doing it this way, using the cone joint, even when there's no glue on it, you can just push it together, pick it up. I think it gives a far stronger joint, allows for a better gluing surface, and also once it's done and it's all finished, it just looks really nice, looks really good, looks, in my opinion, professional. And this is the reason why we do that. I forgot to film the actual gluing up of it, but I think later on you will see that. So now it's all done and glued, you can see the joint that we use. We're just cutting it all out to form the curve, which will then be later on going to the spindle and be raced round, and all the rebates, mouldings, etc. will be done to it. So when we're joining the frame, the head of the frame, you can see we're actually cutting out the curve first. Reason being is we're tight on timber, so it's just an easier way of doing it. If we've got lots of room, lots of timber, we would do it square and then cut it out, but this is showing a different way of doing it as well, where you can actually cut out the shape of it first, but we have gone bigger, so we've actually gone like 5 to 10 mil past the line, so we've got plenty of room to work with. So we're cutting it out to the rough shape first. You can then see it going through the tenon, which again we're using the exact same joint, using the comb joint, and then once we've done that, we're all happy. You can see it on the bench just getting pushed together dry to make sure it all works. Checking the template on there, reason being because we don't have so much tolerance on this, we just wanted to push it together dry, check the template fits it, and then we can move to the next process, which will be gluing it up. Once we've done this, you can see we will gluing it up, glue it, put the plastic underneath so it doesn't stick, and we dog it. We use dogs, which once we knock it in, it pulls the joint together, as you can see. But on this occasion, due to the depth of it, it didn't pull up both sides, which is why we then put the timber underneath it, flipped it over so we could then dog it from both faces, which left it and pulled it up nice and tight. Again, I just love this joint, this method of using the comb joint. I think you can see it now, it just looks really smart, again, in my opinion. So now we have both heads glued and joined, the head of the door and the head of the frame. This next bit is getting in the timber for the rest of it. So we're getting in the 2 jambs for the frame, and we're also getting in the door stiles, the bottom rail and the meeting rail. And once we've got them in, we are going to the bench to mark the door out. So we're going to mark the mortise in for the bottom rail, the middle rail, the mortises, the haunches, flip it over, mark for the wedges. We will then mark where roughly where the top's got to be, because you'll see how we join this later on. So we've just got to mark where we think the springing point is on there, which it'd be rough for now. We'll leave it long so we can adjust it if anything goes wrong a bit later on, but I'm sure it won't. I mean, so that's what we're doing now. It's just got the timber in and marking out the door. So this bit is just a bit of a tease of what's to come in the next video. This would be a 2 or a 3 part video. I'm thinking 3. We're just about to start machining the curves on the spindle, but we're going to stop it here. So hopefully you come back to watch the next bit. Thank you.